basically want to show you how to link your products to your web promotion pages in order to create paid trials. So what I'm referring to is the following. So for instance, let's open this up in a new tab. So as you know, all your website currently have a lead generation form on them. By that I mean anybody goes into your web page and they let me just get my page loaded up here and I'll show you what I'm referring to. So lead generation form, this is what I'm referring to. Get access to our schedule and website offer. So as soon as somebody fills out the information here and get offer now, they're going to be redirected to a web promotion page or a landing page. So this is where they would fall. So our schedule and offer, thank you for obvious. Step 1, our program schedule. Step 2, 2 classes of you for only $19.99. Then you have the buy now button. So as soon as I click on the buy now button, it takes me to the item. From here, if you choose to proceed, you can go ahead and add it to cart, and it will then basically take you through to the checkout. This is a demo database, so it's not set up for online purchasing. Therefore, as soon as I click add to cart, it's going to give me an error. Sorry, shopping cart has not been enabled. For you to be able to do paid trials through your website, you are going to need an SSL certificate, and they are $100 per year. The SSL certificate is basically to secure your actual domain name. As you know, perfectmind.com basically has an actual SSL certificate in it, but because we're not, your website is not, let's say, tigertaekwondo.perfectmind.com, but instead it's tigertaekwondo.com. This is where the SSL comes into place. If you kept your domain tigerstaekwondo.perfectmind.com, then there would be no need for an SSL, but of course you would not be branding yourself. You'd be branding Perfect Mind, because that's the actual domain. The other, what you're looking here, design002.perfectmind.com, is what we call a subdomain. And so any kind of real estate value for SEO, whatnot, would basically come to the domain itself. The front part before the first period, it's basically what we call a subdomain, meaning that it's basically just a sub to the actual primary domain. So it's kind of like a secondary domain, but you would basically create no value for yourself for SEO purposes. So for paid trials, just keep in mind that you have to have an SSL certificate. They're $100 per year, meaning that they're about $8 per month, so very well worth it. But they do have to purchase through us. Otherwise, you could buy one from GoDaddy, for like $69. But the problem is you would then basically have to install that certificate yourself, and believe me, it's not an easy thing to do. So for the extra $30, we take care of the whole installation for you. You don't worry about it whatsoever. You just let us know you want it. We'll set it up for you, and within 2 to 3 business days, the SSL certificate will be in place, and you can get started with paid trials. All right. So always, if you're running a Facebook ad and you want to link back to your site, you never want to link it back to the home page. You want to link it back to the actual page wherever you have that special going. So for instance, if you basically have some kind of special going on Facebook and you're offering 2 classes and a t-shirt for $19.99, then what you are going to want to do is basically link it back to the web offer page that we are talking about, which would be the page prior to this one, which would be the web promotion page, this one. All right, so this is the page that you would want to. So now let's say you've got 2 classes and a teacher for only $19.99, and it's already linked to the buy now, because basically we set it up for you first time around. So if you ever want to basically have this page, be your landing page for Facebook and everywhere else, and you decide you want to change your offer, not a big deal. All you have to do is go into the web promotion page. Now, as you can see here, I'm looking at my address. perfectmind.com promotions.web promo page buy now. So what that tells me is I need to go into my database, marketing, website settings. From here, go to organize pages. Now again, I'm going to just backtrack for a second here. I'm going to show you the address one more time. So you can see that it's basically perfectmind.com, so it's in your database. Well, of course, pretend this is your domain and this is your website. The next one is the menu called promotions, and then we have the page name. So the promotions is the actual menu is what we're looking for. So if we go back into your organized pages, you can see that these are all your menus. So right off the bat I see promotions. Okay, perfect. By the address I can tell that promotions is my menu. Excellent. So I'm going to go into promotions and click the toggle bar. And now web promo buy now. If I recall, that was my page. So if you look, web promo buy now. Perfect. So that's how you can find your page within your database. So once I click on web promo buy now, I can basically now click the edit button. But before I click the edit button, you basically are going to want to set up the actual product or membership in your Perfect Mind store. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go into store and go to manage products or membership. Now, products is a one-time sale, meaning a t-shirt, uniforms, maybe nunchucks, a sword, a bottle of water, those kind of things. Memberships would be something that you want to track attendance for. So for instance, currently I've got 2 classes and a t-shirt. So in this case, I would want to set up a membership because I could tell the system now, okay, so this is a membership and I want to be able to track 2 classes, and after that I want to basically close it. So if the person comes in and they basically sign in through the system through Perfect Mind Attendance, the system would flag you if they've already basically been to the 2 classes. So the system would know because they checked in both times to the Perfect Mind Attendance. So on the 3rd time, the system would flag the front counter and let them know, hey, this person has expired. Therefore, you now basically could, talk the next step, of course. But this is the reason why you want to make sure that you set it up as a product or a membership. So anything that entirely has like a free intro class or 2 free weeks of classes, you want to set up as a membership. Therefore, you can track the attendance. All right. So keep that in mind, because now we are going to go into the actual store and we're going to basically select manage memberships. Alright, so it's showing me, so as you can see on the left here, I've got all memberships, and you can see I get a whole whack of them. Memberships for members only, there's none in there. Memberships for public, and you can see there's 1. Alright, and I'll show you basically what I'm talking about here. So if we go back to all memberships, I'm going to go ahead and click new. Now, as I was saying, this is based on attendance tracking. So let's say I'm going to set up a new promotion. I want to basically offer 4 classes and a t-shirt for $19.95. Same offer, but just the number of classes are going to change. So because it's 4 classes, I'm going to set up limited by classes. You can also do it by time. So let's say the person, you want to have the special run for only 2 weeks and you want them to use their 4 classes within the 2-week period, then you would choose limited by time and class. But if you want to do it just by them, their attendance 4 classes, no matter if it takes them a whole year to do it, then you could do it by a class. Or if you want to do it by time only, so if the person doesn't show up to any of the lessons, after X amount of time you give it, the system will expire that membership contract. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit mine by time and class, meaning he gets 4 classes or 4 attendances, after that it stops. But I'm also going to limit it by time because I want this person to take the full 4 classes in a row within the first 2 weeks. That way he can enjoy the repertoire and the camaraderie with the same people he'll be training with. This way he will maybe develop a friendship with one of the persons, which will keep him coming back. So I usually like to do them by time and class. So I'm going to go ahead and click choose. And here I will show you now. So before I do anything else, membership time, so limited by class and time. So now the days, I'm going to basically say 4 because that's going to be my offer. And then number of lessons. Oh, excuse me. Number of lessons are 4. But now the duration, how many days or weeks or months. So what I want to do is, because when I sell memberships to my students, I usually basically let them have 2 classes per week. So because there's 4 classes, this is going to be 2 weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it for 14 days. So as soon as a person purchases this particular item, this is going to expire within 14 days of the date of purchase, or 4 classes, whichever comes first. So you can always give them a grace period of the first week, just for them, you know, not getting in touch or not coming up the first week, so forth and so on. So I'm going to do it for 21 days. So I'm going to give them 3 weeks and then the 4 classes. All right, perfect. Here I'm going to actually name my product. So 4 classes offer. The program, you can link it to a program if you want, or a style, or additional program. I'm not going to bother. Now the show to, this is basically what's going to allow different criteria to view it. So I want this to be public, so I'm going to set it to public. And I don't want it to be a featured, just because it's going to be just, I'm linking right to it, so it's not like a big menu of memberships that they're picking for, so you don't need to feature it. My description now is going to be 4 classes and a t-shirt. Oops. For only $19.99. Limited time only. New members only. Alright, and explanation mark. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. Then basically you can upload an image if you like. I always advise that you do put an image. It makes it look a lot more enticing than basically just having a gray box sitting there with nothing in it. Alright, so let's see here. So I want to basically have it like a co-ed thing. I want women and men to be, you know, enticed. So I'm going to go ahead and basically put men and women, and there's my image. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. Okay. Beautiful. So now it has been saved. Oh, custom number of payments valid. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to put the most important part, the price. So payment pattern. Make sure you set that to none. You don't need one because this is a one-time payment, but you don't want to do it in paid in either, because the pay amount later will show up in the checkout. So make sure it's set to none, and then enter in your price. And of course, if you have taxes set up in the system, the taxes can be added here by clicking on this box, and the sales tax, if you have it, you can click on it and it will reflect whatever sales tax you already put into the system. Discounts, again, if you've set up the discounts, you can add them here. Otherwise, it will not show up in the system. So you got to set them up in the system ahead of time before you can add discounts here. Auto renewal, because this is basically a one-time shot again, we don't want to do limited or ongoing. You want to make sure you set it to none as well. So payment pattern none, renewal option none. All right, so very simple. The pricing, just the amount, and if you have a discount or a tax, like I said, make sure they're set up ahead of time before you actually set up the item. Now I can go ahead and save it. Perfect. So now if I were back to go into the store and I go into my manage memberships, on the left hand side now, if I go to membership for public, you're going to be able to see now 2 of them and the new one I just added. All right, so that's how you can check and make sure that it's public. Now that I have it set up, there is now what I need to do is I got to get the link, the public link though. So by clicking on this and grabbing the address here, this is not going to work for you because I'm already logged into the system as Arjun. So if you basically add this link to your item, it's going to basically ask you to log in before you even get to the adding to cart part. So make sure that you don't pull this link. What you got to do is you're going to have to open your window in a new, or you're going to have your browser in a new tab. Actually, sorry, not a new tab, but incognito, or you have to log out of the system to make sure that you are not logged in. All right, so design 002, and as soon as I bring up my membership page, I'll show you what you need to do for that. Again, it seems like a few steps, but once you do it a couple times, you'll realize how real easy it actually flows through. So first thing you need to do is basically create the item that you want to sell for the pay trial, then open up another browser or log out of the system in order to add that. So instead of basically adding new tab or opening new browsers, I'm going to basically just do it from here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log out of the system. just for right now. And then what I'm going to do is, let's just make sure. Okay, so now I am logged out. So now what I want to do is in the address bar, basically after your domain, just put in social site, and then after the social site, do a / again and membership. Nope, not plural, membership. Once I do that now, because I'm logged out of the system, this is going to show me now the public addresses, which is what I need. So again, make sure that you're logged out of your system before you grab your actual link, and you'll be able to look at the very top left if you're logged in or not. So you should be able to see login. If you see your name up there, that means you are logged in, and the links that you get here will not work. So now you can see the 2 items I have for public viewing, and this is real public, of course, because I'm not logged in again. And then I'm going to click on my offer, which is the 4 classes offer. And as soon as my add to cart page opens up, I can now copy the link from the address bar. Okay, and it's Friday, so even my computer is basically having an off time right now. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Then that's my address. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just log right back into the system again. Here we go, and here we go. So I go back into contacts. Now that I have my link, I'm going to go back into website settings, and I'm going back into organized pages, because if you recall, we need to get to this page to edit. So again, I'm looking for the menu called promotions, and my web page is web promo buy now page. So here are my menus, promotions and promo buy now. Now what I'm looking for is the buy now button. So once my page has loaded, I am looking for the buy now button, and as you can see it's right here. So it doesn't show up all that nicely, but now the next step has to be done through HTML. So click on HTML, and now what I'm going to do is a search and find. So by holding your control key down and the F simultaneously pressing them, and this is on a Windows computer, you will get a search bar at the bottom here. On a Firefox browser or Mozilla. Google Chrome, it will be at the very top right, the search bar, and control F again. So I'm going to basically type in buy now, and you can see that it will basically highlight green. So this tells me that I am in the actual HTML code of this. So now the beginning here, less than a space href, meaning the href means it's a hyperlink, meaning it's going to, when you click on something, it's going to link you somewhere else. So this is what I'm looking for. So the buy now button, and in front of that you should have the href, and then after that you should see basically the item. So here in between quotation marks, you can see here's my first quotation after the equal sign. So everything from here to the end of my quotation mark, first quotation, it's right here. All right, right after, right here. So everything here is my link. After that, you see class equals quotation C, BTN, CBN primary, blah, blah, blah. That means it's basically creating the button for you, which is this button. All right, so that's the code for that button. So we're starting from right after the href, meaning it's a hyperlink redirecting you when you click on, equals quotation, and then right the second quotation after that, so everything in between the first and second quotation is the actual link of the address where you want to send this person to. So I'm going to because I've already got it copied, I can basically right click and I can paste my new one on. And as you can see, the actual link did change. So if you looked at the serial numbers here, you would notice that this is different now. So once it's in there now, and of course I have to now update my text. So right above the buy now button on the page, you can see the 2 classes and t-shirt for only $19.99. Buy now is below it. So if you look at your text again, you can look for right above and you should see the 2 classes. If you have a problem, again, use the search find bar below, and do 2 classes, and it will highlight it. So now here, all I need to do is change this to a number 4 because my offer is now 4 classes and a t-shirt for only $19.99. And of course, if your price had changed and you had it now for $29 instead, and you changed the price when you created your item in the actual membership, you will want to basically update the actual price here as well. Once I have that, I can now save this out. And if I go now to my web promo page, I'm going to refresh it. And you should see that the 2 classes, we're going to change for 4 classes. There we are. And now if I click the buy now, it should take me to the new product, or the new membership, excuse me, I just added. So as soon as I click buy now, it's going to take me into my, there we go, 4 classes offer. There's the new picture, and I can now add to cart. So that's basically how easy it is to be able to basically update your product and link it to the actual proper item for basically purchasing. I hope this helped you. And again, one more thing. We have the address and we have it linking to the new item that we basically created our membership. We then basically added that to the buy now button here. So if I backtrack a second, here the buy now is basically linked to that new item I have. Now let's pretend we want to just have people fill out the actual form. So let's say we're not going to send people to that secondary page where they view the schedule and then the offers there in the buy now. What we want to do is have the special here. 4 classes and a t-shirt for $19.95. Buy now. When they click the buy now here, instead of get offer now, it would take them to the actual item for purchasing. That can also be done. So to be able to do that, you would need to go into setup. And again, just realize that if you do change that, it's probably going to change on all your pages across the whole website. So go to manage forms. And now on some of yours, it might look a little, so what I want to show you, let me show you one thing ahead of time though. So I'm going to open, let me open organized pages in a new tab so I can keep the forms opened here. But what I want to show you is how you can look at the page and find out what actual form you're looking for. So you don't have to waste a lot of time trying to figure out which is which. So going to your social site page, and then I'm going to basically go to my home page and click edit so I can see what actual form name I'm using. So I need to change there. So let's have a look and let's find that. So as you can see, okay, here's my content for my home page. If I go down, always here it is. So you'll see basically pipe star form colon and then the name of that actual form. So you can see that this form is website leads. So now by knowing the name of that, it's going to make it a lot easier. So I look for website leads. Here it is. So if I open this, you'll be able to see that this may get access to our schedule and web offer, matches exactly what I have here. Get access to our special web offer. And then if I scroll down a little bit, get offer now. So if I go back into my form once again, you'll see website lead. Perfect. That's the name of the form. Get access to our schedule and web offer. And then get offer now. And as you can see, here's the address again. Promotions, web promo, book me. So as you can see, when anybody fills out this particular form, it's taking them to this particular page. And that's the web form book me. So, and right now the form is taking us to the using book me page. So let's pretend for a minute we want to change our offer on the form. So we don't want to take them to a landing page. We just want to take them right to the store. So to do that, what I would just need to do is I would get rid of my return URL. And instead, I would put in the link that I basically had my item set up in Perfect Mind. If you remember, I went to social site and then I did membership. And it's going to bring up my link now. So here. But again, notice the login. So I'm logged in. So make sure that you log out and you come to membership and then you get your link. But mine is still basically on my clipboard. So what I can do is I can just right click over top of here and paste it. And you can see it's a big string, which is correct. And then if I just go to the front of this link, you notice that it's my domain social site object membership card, membership record. So that's pointing to the record. Now here, I could change this to 4 classes and a t-shirt for only $19.99. $2.99. And instead of get offer now, I want to have it buy now. And exclamation, let's say. So now as soon as I save this, and we go back to our web page, so you can see this was the old one. So now I'm going to refresh. You're going to notice now that this is going to automatically change to 4 classes on a t-shirt, and there's the buy now. And now if I basically put my information in here, and it's already in there for me, so let me put my phone number in. If I click buy now, this now will automatically redirect me to the item I was wanting to purchase. Okay, that did not work. What do I oh, you know what? It's because I am still logged into the system. So let me log out of here. Okay, so let's try that again. So let me go down here and let's do sorry, clicked by mistake. Let me go back to my home page. Okay, so now let me not touch anything else. So let me go ahead and wall testing, and then I'll just use the same thing for my last name, same thing for my email, CA, and a phone number. Okay, now I'm going to do buy now, and it should now redirect me directly to my item that I have basically set up there. And there you go. So there's a couple ways to do that. You can actually have it directly through the form, or you could have it directly to the item. So what I'm going to do is make sure I'm still logged in, and I want to go into forms. No, it's logged me out again. As you can see, I'm basically logged in now as somebody other. So I'm going to just log out of here, and I need to log in. But this is the way you can set up your products through the actual interface. So you can have them redirected to a landing page, or you can have the item directly here and proceed right to the checkout. I hope you make good use of this. This is perfect for basically using your social media pages, linking them back to an actual landing page on your website. You can increase your traffic, your revenue, your lead generation by 300%. Remember, your website is only a tool. Like any tool, it has to be used in different manners to optimize results. Just having a website, you of course need it, but it's not going to bring you the maximum effect of leads that you're looking for. You have to get out there and find, unique ways of getting leads to come to your web page, and using Facebook, Google My Business, Instagram, what have you. Create links back to your web page, especially if you're having offers for paid trials. Link them directly to the landing page. Don't link them to the home page, because then people have to start looking for it and trying to find where that offer is, and they're probably going to leave and bounce right out of there. So make sure that you link them right to the actual landing page where that special is going on for. Make good use of the video. I guarantee that if you do, your lead generation will increase incredibly. Always, if you have any questions, feel free to call our support line, 877-774-5425, extension 2. Have a great day, and once again, good luck and best of business.